So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Z4 Games, and as you can see just in front of you, you're probably thinking, what the hell is this? But yeah, this is a catapult turtle deck, or as James likes to call it, Darkest Dungeon. And this is a deck concept that he himself came up with, but then asked me what my views on it, and we then started working on the rest of the deck together. I gave my text, he continued with his, and it was just a back and forth discussion on this deck. And he has kindly requested me to profile it to you guys, considering he's very busy. So James, I hope you know everything that's going well for you. But this is a very fun little concept. The strategy itself is very enjoyable. It's very gimmicky, but it's very, very fun. This is a go second deck that utilizes the effect of Catapult Turtle with Lair Darkness. That is your main goal of the deck. That's your main concept of the deck. That's your main win condition of the deck. So everything revolves around that, but also just to help you go second in general. He sent me his list just recently, again, to profile this guys to you. I made some small tweaks and small changes, but I will explain some other tech choices that he himself put down in the deck list that you can use. So, without further ado, let's get started with continuing with the whole Red Eyes 10-year deck, where I don't have crazy weird cards in my piles collection. I don't have a second copy of Catapult Turtle. Luckily I had one, so I don't have to proxy both of them to the point of printing them out so you can see what it is. So, it's crazy. I've only got one copy of Catapult Turtle, but Catapult Turtle, you play at least 2 copies of it. You can play 3, but 3 could be quite bricky. So what Catapult Turtle does is that once per turn you can tribute 1 monster. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the tributed monster's attack on the field. Simple as that, but you can see where the combo is. You have your Lair of Darkness on the field. Everything becomes dark, and if you tribute darks for cost of an effect, you can use your opponent's cards as well. So you can start tributing your opponent's monsters with Catapult Turtle and inflict damage to them equal to that. So you're literally doing the whole Yugi Harpy's Pet Dragon thing, except you're not stealing their monster, you're just tributing it off from their field. You can't play a Lair Darkness deck without Darkest Diablos, but we have got his brother-in-arms, Simorg of Darkness. He has a similar summon effect, where if you have him in the graveyard and you tribute a dart, you can summon this card from the field. So both of these, in combo with your Catapult Turtle and your other cards, you can then just get big beaters on the field going second and just swing in for massive damage with your big monsters. 3 around Wicked Warden. Searches your Lair of Darkness, simple as that, but it also acts as your upstart and your other searches as well. You're going second, so Pankratops. Simple as that. You play Pankratops. If you're going second, he is one of the best cards to summon. He also acts as tribute fodder, which is actually very effective for this deck, because you just need to... You can only normal summon Catapult Turtle in this deck, he is your main normal summon of the deck. So having these kind of cards that not only give you additional tribute summons, but can also act as spot removal when you're going second is very, very effective. So Pankratops is very good for that. We were also playing 3 copies of Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser. Just gives you that additional summon on the field. You can put this in the scale and summon it onto the field if you control no monsters. So this does help going second, or just in general, just to get more bodies on the field. If you can't afford this, because I know it's pretty expensive because of Pendulum Magician, you can just play simple things like Kaiser, Neo Kaiser Force Raider, Kaiser Force Raider, or Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon is actually pretty effective just because of the Mega Fleet. So we can play Cyber Dragon as well. So anything that just gives you that additional summon. If I were to play this at locals, if I were to take this, I'd probably swap this out for Cyber Dragon myself, just because the Mega Fleet is actually pretty good. Going second, so hand traps are very good. So Ash Blossom Joy Spring. And one tech that he was playing, because he actually had a really cool combo of this, he was playing 3 of it, but to be honest, I think 2 is the best number for Nibiru the Primal Being. If you have this card and you're playing this deck, I'd at least play 2 copies of this. I think 2 copies is the best number, just because everyone is working around Nibiru, just because Nibiru is such a big threat. Sorry that this cable keeps coming to the screen. So like everyone's playing around Nibiru, right? I dropped the copies in this build to 2. He was playing 3 copies of it because his mindset is that your opponent goes off, you then Nibiru them, you give them the 3k Nibiru, you give them the big token, and then you have your 3k Nibiru on the field. You can on your turn tribute the Nibiru for catapult turtle, play Lair of Darkness, and you contribute the big token and then burn them for the damage. And I think because catapult turtle says the attack on the field, as far as I know, you'll be burning them for the Nibiru token that actual attack that came out. So if you tributed like 9k Nibiru token, some reason, you're then burning them for, as far as I know, ruling states 9k damage. So you can get a lot of game in there with just the Nibiru token with catapult turtle. But again, because people are playing around Nibiru, this isn't really going to go off that well. If you don't want to play Nibiru because you can't afford it, you think, oh, again, because everyone's playing around it, Kaiju's is just as effective because you can Kaiju your opponent, give them a big Kaiju, get your monster in the field, tribute it with a catapult turtle, and Lair of Darkness, tribute the Kaiju, and then burn them for a lot of damage. So you get the same kind of effect out of it, but you're not having to hope that your opponent's not playing around Nibiru. 2 copies of Effect Vader as well, just because, again, hand traps and their effect negation. And this is a tech that, again, he was playing. He likes this card. I kept telling him, like, no, it's so gimmicky, and this deck's already gimmicky, enough as it is. Like, but he really wanted to play it, so I had to put it in the deck. And now it is 2 Tianakal, here's Maleficent Majesty, which is a level 5 theme, 2400 attack. This card is tribute summon. You can destroy any number of face-up monsters your opponent controls whose combined attack is less than or equal to the original attack of the monster tributed for this tribute summon. His theory is that you tribute something big for this and you start wiping your opponent's board. As a board wipe card, but in all honesty, I just think something like Regeki or Dark Hole is just as good. And if you're not playing in a beard, like if you're going to play Kaijus, then you can play things like Kaiju Slumber, but he really wanted to play this card, so I had to put it in here. So, but you can like take it out if you wish. So that's it for the monsters. Moving on to spells, we're playing 2 Lair of Darkness and 1 Terraforming. Even though it's a Lair of Darkness deck, I think playing Lair of Darkness in multiples is very, very bricky. I don't want to open 2 of this card. I want to just see it once, and that's it. And I think this is the most effective way to see it very effectively. You have essentially 6 copies of Lair of Darkness between the 2 layers, 1 Terraforming and 3 Aram, so you should see Lair of Darkness. 1 copy of Foolish Burial to send your Darkest Diablos and your Simorgs to grave. 3 copies of Allure of Darkness because everything is dark. 3 copies of Called by the Grey because you don't want to be hand trapped. 3 copies of the Monarch Stormforth. This was his spicy attack as well. To play this, tribute your opponent's monster, summon your catapult turtle, go off. Like, it is effective, it is pretty good. So I kept it in here. Other cards you can play is like Mind Control as well. I think Mind Control is pretty good. 1 copy of Monster Reborn, and because you're going second, 3 copies of Super Polymerization. Like, you're not going to use your extra deck. Your extra deck is very, very empty. Like as you will see in just a moment, the extra deck is just literally staples. And most of your target is just going to be super poly targets. So you can flood your extra deck with all the super poly targets that you want. And go ham with super poly. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, we're playing like, again, just a lot of staples. So things like Baller Dragon, Ball Sword Dragon, Topologic Bomber. You can play Topologic Zerobolos as well. Drespina for the back row. Bewitched Apprentice is probably the one you'll make the most just because how easy it is to get the tokens on the field from Lair of Darkness. Get them off into Bewitch. Bear in mind you will be buffing them up as well. 1 copy of Beat Cop because she actually has a tribute effect because she was pretty much designed for Lair of Darkness in mind. the Nightmares, so Nightmare, Cerberus, and Phoenix. You can play I can't remember what it is now, but yeah, you can play the Link 3 one as well, like the Link Spider, just because you can yourself vanilla tokens. And again, super poly targets, so Dracostopedia. I actually really like Diplex Chimera, just because other cyber sticks are coming out now, so I don't really want to like limit myself to just Violet Chimera. So I think just the fact that Diplex just takes 2 Cybers in general, you're actually guaranteed to get that super poly off through it. And like the one Mud Dragon Starving Venom. You can play like the big Predaplant one, Tresphymian Hydra, whatever it is, that takes 3 darks. So that's another target for you as well. But that's it, guys, for the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. Again, shout outs to James for his crazy concept. This is probably more crazy than the stuff I come up with. Like, it's absolutely mad, but it's really cool, looks really good on paper, and it's really fun to play with. I really like it. And catapult total for game. Like, who would have thought? So, as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, as always, happy dueling.
What's up, YouTube? Dan here from YUGIOH. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always, guys, happy dueling.